How's it going, guys? Brother Arcanine here. Very excited. We are going to start a brand new Nuzlocke, and as you can see, it is a Pokemon Silver version. I was debating. I was like, do I do Crystal? Do I do Gold? Obviously, do Silver? And just kind of looked at the version exclusive Pokemon, and this is the version I liked. I think there's a bit more of a story going on in Crystal. I'm not really sure. I've obviously played the game several times, but I've never really, you know, memorized everything. It's not my style. Anyway, very excited here to be playing Pokemon Silver version. Now, this Nuzlocke is a little bit different, and not just, like, so slightly different as it was last time. I've had a lot of rules, so let me just go over them first. This episode's just going to be, getting our Pokemon, and our first Pokemon, and explaining these rules, and then what I expect from the series, and we'll go from there. So, number one, basic Nuzlocke rules. Obviously, Pokemon faints is considered dead, can never use it again. If the first Pokemon I encounter on each route, have to catch it. If I fail to catch it, then I don't get that encounter. Basic Nuzlocke rules, very straightforward. Number two, got them all written down here. I guess we'll just let that thing go, kind of thing, while I talk. So, the next one is that I'm only allowed 3 heals, 3 per heal location. So, I don't want to say Pokemon Center because I think you can heal at Professor Birch's lab. So use that as one place. I don't know if there's any rest areas. I can use those 3 times. So have to be very careful because, we can't be like, oh, well, we're kind of weak, so I guess we'll go in. No, we have to be very careful. Have to really make every single one count. Level grind as much as possible. Get really close into the possibility of dying. But anyway, that's not important. Right now, what is important right now is that I can only use 3 heals in each location, and I will be keeping a very close track of how many times I've healed and where. Next, same as the last Nuzlocke I did, only 1 use of a shopping location, and we'll do the same thing with Goldenrod's Mart that we did with Cerulean's Mart, is that each floor is a location, because it's a big place, and by the time you're there, you don't really have enough money to do the whole thing. Anyway, only 1 shop per location, which will make, last time in the Nuzlocke, I felt it was an interesting rule, but it didn't really reach its full potential because we could heal so much. It's just like, oh, you don't have potions, well, you can run back to the Pokemon Center anytime, so very few instances where that came in clutch. Like, oh no, like, I'm glad I had these potions. So now it's going to be a much bigger deal to not be able to shop as much, because we can only heal 3 times per location. Let's see here, what's the rule next? Okay, pretty cool rule. It's like, I don't know, I don't like the misogyny of it, but it's like a gentleman's code, I guess, kind of thing. Say Faulkner, he only has 2 Pokemon, so I can't go in there with 3 Pokemon. I can only use maximum of 2 Pokemon, fair battling. That's what this whole thing's about. So, going in against Whitney, that's probably going to be the biggest one, because that Miltank is ferocious Pokemon, and depending on how those metronomes turn out, that fairy can also be a bit of a problem. But, just got to be really smart, and only battle with 2 Pokemon against Faulkner and 3 against Whitney. I think 3 against Whitney. We'll see. I'm a little rusty on everything, so yeah, gonna have to be very careful there, because we can't just go in with like 6 Pokemon and be rotating and using one to just take a hit and then getting our starter or our strongest Pokemon matchup up to full health. We have to be very careful because we can only use 2 or 3 or however many Pokemon. Next, super cool thing that I'm doing. It's not really like cooperative Nuzlocke, but it is pretty interesting because I have another friend who is playing Silver version along with me, and they are going to be keeping pretty much the same pace as me, at least as far as what's important is that after every gym battle that we do. Now, After the gym battle, we are only allowed to battle with those... Okay, sorry. Getting all frazzled here because there are like so many things about this. It's very simple, but there's just so many things about it in my head. So, after we beat the gym leader, hopefully we do, we beat the gym leader, we beat Falconer, say, with 2 Pokemon. So then we get to choose 2 Pokemon in our party, and we take them to Pokemon Showdown, and we battle against 2 Pokemon that my friend has in his party. So, then we have a battle with those 2 Pokemon, and the winner gets a very special prize. It is 1 free chance to revive a Pokemon that you lose while you are playing the Nuzlocke. So, say I lead with Chikorita. I'm not going to pick Chikorita as my starter. Spoilers, but say I lead with Chikorita as my starter, and somewhere down the line it faints, but it won in one of these gym leader matches in the Pokemon Showdown, or I won at all, and then we get to say, okay, I have 1 free revive, I'm going to use it on Chikorita. So it's pretty straightforward. Like I said, I'm probably making it sound more complicated than it is. And we're not going to do like level 50s or like level 5 little cup things. We're going to see, like, say my Pokemon's at level 10 when I battle Falconer, and my friend's is at level 14. We're going to say, okay, we'll both put our Pokemon at level 14 and do a Pokemon Showdown battle. Next, and the only other thing to add is something I do pretty much anyway, is that I just have to, before I can go beat the Elite Four, every single trainer that can be fought has to be fought. So, you know, sometimes you skip one, or, you know, maybe look at the game guide thing and you're like, oh, I didn't know there was a trainer hiding out there. So we have to go back, beat that trainer, and then once everyone in Johto has been defeated, then we can go in ahead and battle the Elite Four. So, pretty simple, a little complicated, but pretty simple. I mean, if you're like me and you learn as you play, then things will become much more clear. So, without any further ado, let's start this game. Blurb, blurb. Zzz. Well, you woke me up. Will you check the clock for me? What time is it? That's a good question. We're floating around 3:45 today. Yep, 3 o'clock. Nope, let's go the other way. And there we go. Yeah, that many minutes. Oh yeah, if you've been sleeping this whole time, I don't know, you went to bed at a weird time. No, it's all good. Don't worry about keeping me waiting. Hello, Oak. It's weird that he's the guy that introduces you, because you really don't meet him. You know, I always forget that Meryl's Gen 2. I don't know why. Clearly it is, but I don't think I've ever used a Meryl. Maybe I'll get to use a Meryl. Let's see. Use a Meryl? Azu Meryl? I don't know. That's a bit of a stretch. Now, what did you say your name was? I didn't, but let's go. Let's see here. I don't know. Some kind of cool name. Let's call ourselves Fwa. Is that a cool name? It's not a cool name. It's not a cool name at all, but I just think it's a funny sounding name. Because then when they only say my name, they'll just be like, Fwa! Just like yelling Fwa. And yes. And then 2 exclamation points. Fwa! I'm cracking myself up already. Maybe I'll regret it by the end, but I think that's a funny name. Alright, let's go. Make myself smaller. That always tripped me out. It's like, you know, you're this big, badass looking kind of character, and then suddenly, turned out the computer. Okay. I was pretty sure there was not a potion in this generation, but now we have confirmed that. Oh, this girl. This mother. Oh no. I'm going to be doing nothing but laughing at this the whole time. We're not going to get anything done. Nice. Poke Gear. Pokemon Gear. No way. I would never have guessed that Poke Gear was short for that. Oh, it's not Sunday. What day is it? Tis Friday. Is it? I honestly have no idea. No? Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. By the way, do you know? Yes, I do. Don't you just... Okay. It's pretty much the same explanation. That's the thing I always know. It doesn't matter if you're like, yes, I've played this game like 20 times before. I know what I'm doing. Not that sketchy red-haired guy over there. Oh, wah! There you are. So funny. Mr. Pokemon. Why don't you just tell me his name's Professor Oak? It's not like a huge thing. I guess the first time I played through, actually, it was pretty cool. But, be like, whoa, it's Professor Oak. But now it's just like, why didn't you call him Professor Oak? Like, I would have been just as stoked to be like, oh, I got to see Professor Oak. Oh, and now we get to pick our Pokemon. Cyndaquil. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, I really want to take Totodile because, like I believe my reasoning behind taking Squirtle was that it's always great to have a Water-type Pokemon. But, a little side thing in Nuzlocke, like, if you need an HM move to progress, and none of your party Pokemon can learn it, you're allowed to have an HM slave, because it's like, you know, what's the point in, you know, you just have bad luck sometimes. Like, a Pokemon can't learn Cut, and you need to get through a place using Cut, so you just need an HM slave. There's nothing wrong with progressing the game and just not using that Pokemon to battle, and at times it's even like a handicap, because it's like, well, now I only have 5 usable Pokemon, and need to get through this part. So, but anyway, that's what leads me to it, is that if I need to be surfing and things, and I absolutely have nothing that can learn surf, that's okay. We'll just get an HM slave. Totodile, or rather Feraligatr, is definitely my favorite second-gen starter. And Typhlosion's the second, and Meganium is like one of my least favorite Pokemon. I don't know. Just Bayleaf was so cool, and I just expected it to be like really cool, but then it was just like this flower brontosaurus thing, and it just kind of let me down. But I literally remember the first time I was playing through Silver, I just restarted my game. I was like, nope, we're going with the fire type. You love fire types, we're just doing fire types. Anyway, that's what we're going to do here. Since we used a water type starter in the last one, we're going to go with the fire type one, simply because I don't like Meganium. So we are going to go with this cutie here, Cyndaquil. Now it's a cool name for you. I want to think of a really creative name for Cyndaquil. I think that's a great Pokemon, too. It kind of sounds weird, like, in certain sentences, but it's pretty good in other ones. Maybe for the third Nuzlocke that I do. That's right. Just started episode 1. I'm already playing the third one. Anyway. Oh, and of course, Nuzlocke rule that you have to nickname them all. Alright. Okay, let's see here. Fire. It's like a fire weasel. Let's see here. That's a cool name. Okay. I'll see if it fits. So, I'm pretty positive it will. Fearsome. There we go. I've had absolutely, like, admittedly, just, like, the weakest of names. Like, nicknaming a Fearow Beak, you know, Snorlax Buddha. Like, just, like, not imaginative nicknames at all. So I want to try and think just a little bit outside the box here and get some pretty cool nicknames on these Pokemon. So I think Fearsome, you know, go Fearsome. Just a fearsome beast. That's what I plan on you being. Fearsome is the name. You don't like that name? Too bad. It's happened. You know. I hope you all like the name, because I think it's a pretty cool name, having thought of it in like 10 seconds. If your Pokemon is hurt, you should heal it with this machine. Alright, though, we can only use 3 times. Oh, and here's your number. Alright. Okay, so, I think that's where I want to leave it off today, because this time, I really am going to be trying not to do any, 40-minute long episodes, because those are, thank you for everyone who was watching those, but I know how it is to watch 40-minute episodes. Sometimes I'll watch Pokemon YouTubers Wi-Fi battles, and they're, almost an hour long, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that's why I like Haydunn. Shoutouts to Haydunn, because he just does post-commentary, and it's, an 11-minute video, and it's really nice. I put it on while I'm doing dishes, and he's a funny, entertaining guy. Really like Haydunn. So thanks for making an hour-long battle 10 to 15 minutes, so I don't have to sit there for an hour while you're like, what will they do? What will they do? Anyway, let's end it off there. Thank you guys for watching. We're about to get this journey started, and I'm very excited to be playing through. This has been Brother Arcanine. Let's do this.